Hey guys, today we are looking at a Kia Picanto. It's the one you are seeing here is the 2011 model. It's the second generation and it comes with a 1.2 liter engine. First, I would like to draw your attention to into the front part of the vehicle. It's one of the first vehicles designed by Peter Scheyer, which is one of the ex Audi engineers and designers from VW Group, Volkswagen Group. At that time, he just moved to Kia, the Kia Hyundai Group, and designed this vehicle, uh, which makes this vehicle looks very, very different to its predecessor, which you will see in this picture up there. At the front of this vehicle, you will see the Tiger Nose grille. At the time, it was a brand new signature for Kia, which didn't really have a design language at the time, but now here it is, the Tiger. On most other vehicles, you will see the turn signal on the corner of the headlights, but not on this one. They put it in the middle. Then I would like to draw your attention to the right under here. They put some sort of soft plastic slash rubber material down here. It's quite interesting actually. Extremely flexible, so you could drive to mud. You could even scrape this thing, and as you can see, it will not break. But the real reason they do it, the real reason they do it is to improve aerodynamics of this vehicle. So this vehicle is lower to the ground than than what it looks like, therefore improving fuel economy, performance, noise insulation, and other stuff. On the side of the vehicle, there is nothing particularly interesting here, except down here you will see they put a different material here than here. It's the same reason as the piece of plastic up front. So this is some sort of a rubbery finish to it, and it will hide the scratches, and it's probably designed with a more durable material as well. Another interesting part is the shape of the rear door here. It's almost, it makes almost 90 degrees there, which is not too common on the city cars like this. And finally, at the back of this vehicle, the first thing you will notice is the lack of the reversing lights. They put it down here. In this country, there isn't much snow or fog, so they put both reverse lights down here. But for other countries, they put fog lights on one side and the reverse light on the other. But let's talk about the elephant in the room here, which is this spoiler. This is an incredibly rare spoiler. Probably you will not see another one like this. Now let's talk about the interior. The first thing you will notice in this interior is the sloping design of the dashboard. It looks quite quirky by itself, but the most interesting part is this particular fan right here. It's in a triangle shape, completely different from the one on the other side. If you remember the rear doors, it's actually quite the same shape, and I wonder why they decided to do it. Actually, none of the fans except for this one, except for one fan, is shaped normal. Right here we have some sort of trapezoidal shape, here a triangle, and there another trapezoidal shape. One of the most interesting part of this vehicle is this steering wheel. It's a very, very unique shape by itself. I don't think you will see any other car like this. In fact, I can only think of one car that shares this design of the steering wheel, and it's the Mercedes S-Class. Unfortunately, it didn't last quite as long as one in this car, since in the facelift they switched to a more traditional design, while this steering wheel lasted for the whole production line of this vehicle up until last year. And then you will see in the middle, in the central control stack, they stuck two dials on top of each other, which is quite a interesting design decision to do. And then you will see in the middle of the dashboard, there's this sound system, which looks pretty normal, but actually it is very unique because this is perhaps the only country in the world where you could get a Kia Picanto with this sound system. In other countries, they put a more integrated design with navigation, with DAB radio or whatever that is. But here, perhaps for tax reasons, for to use the local parts as some sort, they decided to put a locally built sound system right here. Also, here's another interesting thing. The owner of this vehicle added a couple of switches down here, but normally when you buy this vehicle, you only get blank switches right here. Literally no other switch. And there's the problem with this car. For this price point, you get a decent build quality, quite powerful engine, economical selection of automatic and manual transmission, but it lacks features badly. It has no ABS, no traction control, no stability control, and that's why the switch that you see here is empty. This vehicle has a manual transmission. The base of the manual transmission is actually quite unique because they put some sort of trapezoidal shape down here, and I don't know, that's probably the theme of this vehicle, trapezoidal interior. I don't know. Also, here's another thing that's interesting. In the center control stack, you will see there's a couple of cup holder. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on this vehicle, but I will attach a video up there to show you how it works in practice. Of course, there are also cup holders on the door, on that side and on this side. So in total, there are 4 cup holders for the front passengers of this vehicle. There isn't anything particularly weird about the back seat of this vehicle, except it has a way to store your seat belts. So when you fold your seat, you will not lose your seat belt in the middle or anywhere around the seat. Two interesting things about this instrument cluster is they put red lines on the 30 and 50 kilometers an hour mark. Perhaps it's the speed limit in Korea or in Europe or other countries this car is intended to be sold to. Also, they put a really large fuel indicator down there. It's almost the same size. It's actually the same size as the RPM meter, which by itself is quite an interesting design decision. So there it is, the Kia Picanto, the car that was built at the renaissance of Kia, from a extremely budget cheap brand to a design award-winning car manufacturers that it is today. Today you will see the Kia Stinger, the Kia Telluride, and all the interesting Kia products, but it all starts here around 2010 when they started hiring people from more established car manufacturers, and we are witnessing one of the examples here. Thank you for watching this video.